This is James Holder for iFL TV. I'm in the Hilton Hotel today in Newcastle for the Clash of the Clans, a Dennis Hobson promotion in conjunction with Queensbridge. With me, I've got the main man, Dennis Hobson. All right, Dennis?
How you doing, James?
I'm all right. Talk to me a little bit about this fight and how hard was it to match Stuart Hall in a local North East derby?
You know, big fights are never totally easily to make. You know, that's why you have to. You know, it's a shame sometimes, but you know, the politics get involved in boxing, and that's why you have to have a good legal team behind you. But we have got a good legal team behind us. We've got a great team behind us, and fortunately, we managed to make the Stuart Hall versus Malinga fight, which was a momentous night. Stuart came through it with flying colours. They were dramatic. It was theatre. And obviously he's earned the right to have this homecoming. And the icing on the cake is there's another kid in his own backyard who's a capable opponent, the Commonwealth champion. So it's a great fight in prospect. Dave Garside, who manages Martin Ward, is a gentleman. He's a great guy to work with. So the fight in that respect was quite easy to make, and it's just what makes sense for the TV, which is a credible fight for the North East, and you know all the ingredients were there, and we're making history. It's the first time in history that two kids from the North East have fought for a world title. So for me to be involved in history making again is obviously a bit special, and you know, like I've said before, money comes and goes, but memories are here forever. And if I've been involved in making history, what a buzz!
How up for this fight is Stuart Hall? He's fought two tough southpaws in his last fight. Coming in again, Martin Ward, very tricky, slick stuff. If he stands and fights, then it could be easy for Stewie. That's what I've seen on a lot of the forums. What are your thoughts on this?
I think too many people are writing Martin off. He's got good, experienced people around him. He's very capable. He's a talented kid. But you know, if I was in his shoes, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to say don't stand in front of Stuart Hall, because he hits like a mule for a bantamweight. So you've got to make angles, and that's the style that Martin's got. He can make angles for any fighter, and he's going to make it tough for him. So he's a counter puncher, but he can have a scrap. And what he'll do if he imposes his style on the fight, then I'd have thought he'll pick his moments when to stand and trade, but he'll pick his moments when to get on his bike and create angles, and that's all I'd be telling with him if I was in the corner with him. And you know, it's who can impose each other's style on the fight, and that's the secret here. We've got two contrasting styles, and styles make fights. And let me tell you, this is going to be a great fight. Big
time boxing returning to the North East. First time since probably Amir Khan was here. Quite a long time ago now, coming back. How up for is this at Stuart Hall? How much does it mean to put on a big performance in front of his home crowd and potentially win over the rest of the city?
I think it's a dream for the kid. You know, I mean, we put us 5 or 6 numbers on the lottery on a Saturday night, and he's won the lottery, winning the world title and bringing it back to the North East. How many kids have we got and world champions, by the way, who's had to go overseas, defend the title, or to go and challenge for the title, and to get absolutely on the wrong end of a decision? The preparation's not right. He's in his own backyard. He can dictate when he eats, when he sleeps, when he drinks. So that's absolutely priceless for both fighters, to be fighting for the pinnacle, the ultimate world title in your own backyard. It's special. So and Stuart's not an idiot. He's been round the block. He's a sensible, intelligent fella, and he knows what it means. He knows what it means to win it, and he knows what it means to hold on to it.
Not looking past this fight, but there must be a great deal of suitors interested in fighting Stuart Hall at the moment. He must be one of the most popular people to pick a fight with at the moment. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, there's a few out there, you know, a few names being bandied about, and there's certain people trying to make fights already, and let me tell you, no fight's been made. The bantamweight division is a very exciting division. Obviously, domestically, we've got some great fighters in the bantamweight division and super bantamweight. So, you know, because that way, you know, you only need £3 and you can step up to super bantam, £3 you can step down a super fly. So there's some great matchups. You know, there's James Conlan in Ireland who's going to be coming through. So there's some great matchups there. You know, people keep pushing Lee Askins, Jim McDonald, but you know, and Paul Butler. But there's fighters out there what we're going to sit down and talk to Stuart or Martin after this fight, and we'll negotiate and see which is the best path to take. But you know, his Mandras is coming up as well, so you know he's going to have to fight the winner between the Japanese kid Koei Oba or Randy Caballero. So that fight's going to take place, I believe, next month, and the winner of that will earn the right to fight a champion. So there's quite a few different scenarios here that we've got to get by, but that's our job. We sift through and see which is the best path to take. Obviously, mandatory is coming up, so we've got to see if we either go straight for the mandatory or if we can manoeuvre a situation where we can fight one of the leading contenders from this country.
It's been well documented what happened before Stuart Hall beat Justin Malinga and got the belt. Do you think that would hinder a potential fight with Jamie McDonnell in the future?
Look, politics get involved with boxing, and that kid's had some bad advice, and he's got some people around him who lived a lot of his desired. There's a lot of people who are hangers-on around him who all of a sudden have come out of the woodwork. So it's me what helped getting him there. He did the business in the ring, and he was on a fantastic night last year. And we were very close. We were like family. So I don't know what happened. He woke up one morning and decided he wanted to go in a different direction, or people have decided for him. It's just a shame he hasn't been mentally stronger. But that's the reason why he is where he is, and the politics involved. There's a legal wrangle going off. So I think that Jamie's going to be out of the picture, I'm afraid.
With the link up with Box Nation, do you think that makes the Paul Butler fight a more natural progression for a defence if you're looking for a domestic fight?
I think so, but it's not a given. Paul's a great fighter. He's a super fly, and I think if Paul, is a great technician. But I think anybody who enters the ring with talking about Stuart is underestimating Stuart's ability, because he's a very, very strong bantamweight. I don't think there's anybody stronger at bantamweight. I don't think there's anybody it's harder than Stuart at bantamweight. So, if Paul were to get the opportunity to fight for the world title, I think he'd be biting off a bit more than he could chew with Stuart. I think Stuart would be too strong, and I think he would hit too hard. But I think it's a great fight. Lee Askins is a great fight. McDonald, if he were available, would be a great fight. But there's some great matchups there. That the winner of Oba and Caballero's a great fight. So there's 4 or 5 different options there for us to look at. And one thing's for sure, what we want to do, we want to keep bringing big time boxing back to the northeast.
Just looking at the bill of Clash of the Titans, there's some fantastic fights. You've got Frankie Gavin in his Commonwealth title fight. You've got a British title fight between John Lewis Dickinson and Neil Dawson. That fight's a cracker. It's a trade fight, and it's got a little bit of glamour with the belt involved.
Absolutely.
Could lead to have everything, that fight, couldn't it?
Absolutely. There's some great matches. I've said it time and time again. I'm in a fortunate position, and I'm always going to get a good seat. And it's a great. It's not just get so many big fights, and the undercard is just also runs. There's some great matchups here. There's not the left hand side of the card where we know they're going to win, but it's just a matter of when. There's some great 50-50 fights. That Dawson versus John Lewis Dickinson for a cruiserweight belt, it's a phenomenal fight, because if Neil Dawson sticks it on John's going. But John's a very capable fighter, and I think he's a kid who could step up onto the world level.
Tough fight to call that one, isn't it?
But it is a tough fight to call. You've got Kurt Gooding versus Gary Fox. What a scrap that is.
Going to come on to that.
It's an English title fight. What a great scrap. Then obviously you've got the quality of Bradley Saunders. And you've got Eddie Chambers, a world class heavyweight. Not so long ago he was in with Klitschko. The people are in for a treat. I'm from Sheffield Wednesday fan. I paid 30 quid or so to go and watch football. Sunderland, Newcastle, indifferent season. Pay 30 quid, they don't know if they're going to be entertained. I'm telling you, for 35 quid, you will never ever get any better entertainment than what you would on Saturday night.
Listen, Dennis, I'm really looking forward to it. It's my first time in Newcastle. Azif Ali's looked after me, as he always does. He's very hospitable towards iFL, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing some good boxing. As I said, it's some good 50-50 fights.
Yep.
So if you are watching this interview and you want to come down, there's still tickets available at the Metro Arena, so come down and get involved, do you know what I mean? Thanks, Azif.
James, you're a pleasure to work with, and long may it continue. And I'll split that with you, because I'm going to start slagging him off now. By the way, he paid 3 quid for that score.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Look, you've got purple on your hands already, haven't you?
It's got a Queen's Head on it, I'll be happy.
No, it's got a Steve said Gaddafi.
I'm not laughing at that.
No, don't laugh.
Dennis, thank you for giving me
always a pleasure, James.
It's a real pleasure. And I said, keep doing what you're doing. There's some good fights. It's good to see big time boxing back in the northeast,
Absolutely. Well, I'm pleased to be part of it. Obviously, I've done some major shows in Vegas with Ricky Hatton, and But this is special, and I get the same sort of buzz, you know, because it's on our own turf, you know, and you know, but it's the matchups. It's okay putting your big fights on if you know when your kids are going to win. That he's going to win, but it's just a matter of when. These are genuine 50-50s that we're putting together. It's a great card, and like I've just said, fantastic entertainment, guaranteed for any punter, any supporter, any boxing fan, any non-boxing fan to come along and get a savour of history being made.
All right, well, thank you, Dennis, for giving me a bit of time. I think you sold the show very well, and I look forward to seeing it at the weigh-in tomorrow.
Thanks, James. You're a pleasure.
Thank you, Dennis. Cheers, sir.
Take care.